to the latest instalment of On the Beaten Track. Joining me back on Blakemere. It's been a good few months since I was last down. I think it was middle of July, my last session on here. We're now on Monday the 16th of October, so the mere's changed an awful lot in that time. It's looking much more autumnal now. The pads have pretty much all died back. And yeah, well on our way into autumn and hopefully big fish season. So you'd actually join me on day 3 of my session at the moment, just to give you a little recap of what's gone on over the last few days. I've been down on a little social with Bev Clifford from Carp and Tom Gibson and my mate Steve Hall. We all arrived on Saturday morning. Bev and Tom decided to double up in the moat. I dropped in next door in the snags and Steve dropped in the stumps just further down the bank. So I didn't really fish an awful lot on Saturday, to be honest. I got some bait out, just so there was some bait in the area. And then I spent most of the day round in Bev and Tom's swim, just chatting away really. And then after the lovely chili that Bev had made us on the Saturday night, got the rods out, and then managed to fish pretty early on. Only a little mid-double, probably about 14 pounds, something like that. So didn't bother getting the camera out. And then nothing else happened after that for the rest of Sunday. Around about 7:30 Sunday night, Tom had a lovely 17.8 mirror. So went round, photographed that. And then probably about half an hour later, when I just sat back in my swim, my left hand has gone off. As soon as I've lifted into it, the fish are just kited in open water. I'm fishing sort of 80 yards out, and it's just kited straight into the snag bush down to my left and cut me off. It's just one of those things, really. It didn't feel like a big fish, or at least that's what I'm telling myself, so it doesn't feel quite as bad, but it's just one of those things. There's just nothing I can do, really. To say, when you kite at that sort of distance, you just can't really stop them, and unfortunately just cut me off. But got that rod back out, and I've been getting pretty savage liners on my middle rod for hours. I think I've definitely been done a good few times on the middle rod, and then eventually just before first light, middle rod's gone off and I've had a lovely 20 pound 5 minnow. So we got that one out, got some great group shots of it before Dave's dog Ruby came down, giving a kiss on camera for us. And then, so that's where we're up to now. Unfortunately, Bev and Tom have had to leave. They're back in work now. So I've booked the rest of the week off. So at the moment, I think I'm probably going to stay until Wednesday. I'm just going to see how the rest of the session pans out. So they seem to be on it. So I've probably gone through about 4 or 5 kilo of boilies so far, and it's done 3 bites. So it seems to be feeding. The conditions are looking pretty good now. The wind's really ramping up today. It's meant to get winds up to about 52 mile an hour. So it should stir things up a little bit. So yeah, I'll just keep you updated through the rest of the session, and hopefully might be able to make a couple more before I leave. That's just a quick update. The wind has been absolutely savage today. It's just been getting stronger and stronger as the day's gone on, and it's absolute carnage everywhere. There's branches coming down all over the place. The baby's getting battered by twigs. So it's just been getting stronger and stronger. But having said that, they do love a big wind like this on here. And sure enough, about an hour ago, I haven't seen any fish showing all day, and then about an hour ago there's 4 or 5 fish that the head up within a few minutes of each other. So straight away I've put one rod on it. Just sort of a couple of rod lengths off the snag bush down to my right, so I put a rod where I've seen them showing, locked the clutch up tight, literally just put it on the rest, set the bobbin, rang Steve to tell him I'd seen a couple of fish showing, and before I even finished the sensor rod, just banged round in the rest, bent into it, just kited straight in under the snag bush and cut me off. So some of them I'm devastated, but it's not really a lot I can do. So I'm fishing locked up, I wasn't fishing tight to the snags, and it's just kiting straight in. But it really shows they're still feeding. The other 2 rods I recast this morning, I don't think I'm even going to be able to get them back out onto the spots tonight. Usually I like to recast just before dark, but the wind's that strong, I don't even think I'm going to be able to hit the spots. So like I said, I put them back out about 8 o'clock this morning. He went out bang on, so I'm not even going to bother risking a recast because I don't think I'm going to hit the spots. So I survived the night just about. probably one of the craziest nights on the bank I've spent in a while. The wind was just relentless all night. Pretty sure a couple of power lines came down in distance, some mental flashes across the fields during the night. Nothing happened during the night other than the wind. It was pretty quiet. And then I was just considering a recast this morning. I said I couldn't get the rods back out last night in that wind. There was just no way I would have got them out accurately, and they went out bang on sort of 8 o'clock yesterday morning. So I just thought I'll leave them in. I know the fish, if they have been picked up or messed with, they'll reset themselves, so I decided to just leave them. And then, so first thing this morning, I was debating whether to recast, decided to leave them, and then bang on 7:30, the middle rod's gone off, and I've had one. So 7:30 seems to be the bite time at the moment. If I had lost it, I would have said it was one of the real big ones. It really beat me up out in open water. It was just stripping line off me at 80 yards, kind of right down in towards the reeds. Luckily stayed away from that snag bush, which has been causing me a few problems so far. And he's in the net, so I'll get him out and show you now. How about that for a stunner? Absolutely gorgeous fish, lovely linear. So pretty lucky to have this one really. I was literally just on the phone to Steve, who's still on down the far end, and I was just considering recasting. I said that the rods had been out for nearly 24 hours and I hadn't done anything, so I was just considering a recast. Got off the phone to Steve and it's ripped off. Like I said, if I had lost it, I would have said it was one of the real big ones. It really beat me up out in open water, just kiting all over the place and stripping line off me. So, but size is irrelevant when they look like this. Over the moon with this one. I've just put about another 2 kilo of the Pacific tuna out with the throwing stick, so they're clearly on it because I put another probably 3 kilo out last night. Well, yesterday before the wind started, but yeah, over the moon with this one. Still another 24 hours, so we might be able to make another one, hopefully. Let's get him back and get some breakfast on. Right, so it's morning and that brings us to the end of another session, unfortunately. Nothing to report last night. It was one of those nights where it just went deathly still, not a breath of wind at all, and you could literally hear the pin drop from about 3 miles away. I am quite surprised one of us didn't have anything, to be honest. I say Dave dropped in the moat on Monday night after Bev and Tom had left. He had a 21 the night before. I say he did another night last night, and we stood out watching the fish show all over us, right the way down from the channel, right sort of on top of my bait. So there was a few fish bosh right on top. I mean, I was getting liners during the night, so I am surprised one of us didn't have anything really, but just the way it goes sometimes. And so I'll be going home happy anyway. 5 bites, 3 landed. It's just a bit of a shame about those couple that I've lost, but there's just nothing you can do when they kite into those snags. There's just no stopping them sometimes. But it has put a different spin on fishing the mere for me, really fishing this swim, because I've previously only done one night in the snags in the past. You used to have to bivvy up right at the back of the swim, quite a distance from your rods, and it's always sort of put me off fishing it, if I'm being completely honest. But earlier this year, Dave's put in these awesome new platforms, so you can bivvy up right behind your rods, or your bivvy screws are provided. It just makes things a hell of a lot easier. So I like to be set up right on top of my rods, so I can be on them in a flash if I ever run. So I'll definitely be fishing this swim again in the future. So, like I said, bivvy's all away. I'm going to give the rods about another half hour or so. I think we're probably past bite time now, though, to be honest. All the bites that I've had have been, apart from that one that I lost Monday afternoon, all the bites have been coming during the night or early morning, so I don't really think there's a chance of a last minute fish, unfortunately. But so I'm going home happy. So big thanks to Bev, Tom, Steve and Dave for coming down. Obviously Dave for having us for an awesome social. Been a good laugh and managed to put a few fish in the bank between us, so hopefully do it again soon. So I'm going to head off anyway, and I'll catch up with you next time out on the bank and tight lines.